Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar. We are excited to have you here today. Can you please drop some emojis in the chat to let us know that you see and hear us well? I will just grab my phone to check your answers. Okay. While we wait for others to join, I will be on mute. Please feel free to grab a coffee or water, get cozy, and get ready for a knowledge-packed session. To grab a coffee and water, get cozy, and get ready for a knowledge-packed session. Yeah, I hear myself. Just put it on mute. Okay, I think we can start. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Julia, and I'm a product marketing manager here at PeopleForce. And my goal is to show you practical ways to make your HR tasks smoother and more efficient utilizing PeopleForce. Unfortunately, my colleague Junusz, who was supposed to be with me on this webinar, got sick. So I will be your guide today and show you how to make the most out of PeopleForce. And we also have fantastic Julia behind the scenes managing the chat. This is my colleague. Okay. I just check your messages because we have a bit of a delay in our broadcast. Okay, so today a bit more about our housekeeping today. This is our first webinar of all HR automation series that we plan in PeopleForce. So there will be more webinars and we are going to invite you. And today we are focusing more on showcasing how to automate the new hire and preboarding. So from adding new employees to seamless preboarding, all with the power of new hire and preboarding forms in PeopleForce we have. So throughout this session, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and I will address them during our Q&A session at the end. And if you would like to stay in the loop with all things PeopleForce, I encourage you to join and sign up for our newsletter. You will get the link now in the chat. And it's a perfect way to receive the latest news and updates directly from PeopleForce. So no more major spoiler alerts, but for example, next week, we have a big release with 11 new cool features. Some of them are the most upvoted by our customers. So yeah, we are delivering updates very frequently with a lot of new useful stuff for our clients. So consider subscribing. And maybe one of the most important details that I want to mention that this session is recorded and you will receive the recording via email after the event. And as a special bonus, all attendees will also get an exclusive PDF with 10 workflows you can automate in PeopleForce. I know some of you would like to learn more about workflows because I've been reading your feedback during the registration form. So this PDF will be definitely useful for you. And additionally, after this webinar, we will ask you to share your thoughts about it because this is our first webinar and we want to improve and your input is very important to us. So keep an eye on your inbox after the webinar. I know that there are clients and partners joining us today at this webinar, but for those of you who are not with us yet, I would like to provide a brief introduction to what PeopleForce is. Our platform is an all-in-one HR platform that is made up of 6 core products to streamline every stage of your employee lifecycle. So from attracting and recruiting new people to onboarding, developing, and retaining them to eventually offboarding. Automation magic happens when you combine and use all our products together. Most clients find PeopleForce very flexible and easy to fit into their HR processes. So if you don't know much about us yet, feel free to book a demo after this webinar, and my colleague will now share the link with you in the chat. Before we dive into the forms, I would like to learn more about your experience. And I have a quick question for you in the chat. and would like to learn more how do you automate the new hire process or some parts of it right now, perhaps maybe using PeopleForce or another tool, please share your experience with us in chat, and I will take my phone now to check your answers. Okay. Okay, we have a 50-50, it's changing constantly. But yeah, okay, most of you have already automated some part of your new hire process. What I would like to tell you then first is that today we are getting hands-on experience on and practical demonstration, practical side of automation with PeopleForce. I will demonstrate you live how to utilize the new hire form to seamlessly add new employees to PeopleForce. And after that, I will guide you also through the ins and outs of the pre-boarding process in PeopleForce, how we arrange that, and demonstrate how to set up the forms and automate it efficiently with the workflows. So first, I would like to explain what forms are in PeopleForce actually. So think of them as handy helpers for your HR tasks. So especially for those boring and time-consuming jobs like entering new data, collecting new data, or asking someone for collecting or for filling the information. You can make the form the way you need, use it to gather data, or share it with others to fill in and provide you the information you need. So in PeopleForce, we got different forms. There is this new hire and pre-boarding forms to help you gather and organize data about new employees. This is what we will cover today. We also get request forms like vacation request form, which your team can use when they want to request some time off. And we also have 2 more forms on the way coming in our next product update. And these forms will help HR to automate the way employees ask for changes to their profiles. So let's move to the new hire forms. Basically, this is what our main topic today. And new hire form in PeopleForce is your quick way to add new employees to PeopleForce. So it streamlines the process of adding new hires, and it allows you to assign pre-boarding tasks and workflows. You can configure this form to add only necessary employee fields, details that you would like from the start. You can, for example, save personal details like photos, passport scans, allergies, maybe t-shirt size for the pre-boarding questionnaire. And I will share and cover it a bit later and show you how to make it. But for the new hire form, consider it as a form to fill in by HR, and the pre-boarding form as a questionnaire to fill in by the employee, your new colleague. That's the basic distinction. And you can configure the new hire form in PeopleForce for every location, role, language, employment type, basically to fit any requirements and differences that you have for your new employees. For this webinar, we have prepared a real-life case scenario that I will show you in the live demonstration and show you how to and demonstrate you how to complete these tasks. So for today, we have, as an HR professional, we have a task to onboard recently hired candidates in Poland and Spain, and we need to transition them from PeopleRecruit into PeopleForce. So as an HR, you also need to add all this necessary information about these new employees based on specific requirements, like for Poland and for Spain. So why you may need different information about Polish and Spanish employees for a lot of reasons, starting from various legal and taxation details. For example, as HR, you may need to collect information on work permits and resident status in Poland, while for Spanish employees, you don't need this information. You just need to collect, for example, a local NIE, which is like identification number. So, or you can apply different leave policies for Poland and for Spain, assign different benefits and perk programs that you have for these employees. So all this should be considered when adding new information. This is why we recommend you to create different forms for such cases. As I said already, you can create forms for different countries, for different offices, in different languages, and add any role-specific information. So now I would like to share my screen and show you how the new hire form works in PeopleForce, how to set it up, and what benefits it also can bring you. I hope you share I hope you see my screen right now. Yes. Okay. So forms in PeopleForce are located in settings, forms. And we have a couple of forms here already. For this one, we need to choose the new hire form. I have created the form for Poland and for Spain already. For this webinar, I will just use new hire form for Poland as an example, just to save our time. But if you don't have any forms before, I assume you may not have them, you can just use this new button to create a form, and the process will be identical for you. So I could provide this form, for example, in Polish, so that our HR specialists would feel comfortable in Poland. But for this webinar, I will stick to English. And on this form has a basic step-by-step process, very clear pages that you need to fill. On the first screen, we need to provide name and description, so be distinctive and clear here so that everybody from your HR colleagues understands what this form about. I will not allow this any access, so I will fill this mark unchecked because I don't want anyone apart from PeopleForce to log in and fill this form. Also, I will not going to cover this and dive deep into workflows for this trigger. I will just leave it blank, but we will need to have some trigger workflows definitely after in the pre-boarding time for the employee, and I will walk you through what these triggers are and how to set them up a bit later on. And on this screen, you can also set up a pre-boarding form, which can be triggered after this new hire form is filled in. So once the HR fills in information and adds the new employee into PeopleForce, you can command PeopleForce to automatically launch the pre-boarding process. Basically, if you choose this form, which I already created and will show you a bit later how to do this, you can automatically have a seamless flow from adding new employees yourself and launching the pre-boarding for process afterwards. And also you can assign leave policies. I assume you have different leave policies, for example, for Polish and Spanish employees. We have different, and I will just pick this one for Polish ones. Okay, we can go next. On the next step, we actually provide the fields that and info blocks that you need about the employee in your platform, and you need to fill in. So we got some we got some default fields here already, and they are ready to use for you. But the beauty is that it's all customizable. So you can change the block names, you can add different blocks here, change the name, add different emojis and descriptions. So it's all up to you. And a crucial tip here, if you're planning to gather personal details during the pre-boarding questionnaire, so if you're going to plan the pre-boarding at all and want to collect photos, contact information, maybe emergency contacts, social media accounts from your new team member, from your new colleague. So you don't need to toss these fields here. You just keep adding these fields here in your hire form, and you just toss that into pre-boarding. So once the employee shares this information in the pre-boarding form, it will appear in their PeopleForce profile. And here for this new hire form, just focus on fields that are crucial for you as an HR and that the employees can't fill out themselves. So for my form, I'm not going to make a lot of forms just to save our time here, but basically for this field, some of them are mandatory, and I can enable or disable them. For example, if I need probation policy and division to be mandatory when I fill in the information about the new employee, I just enable them in this form. If I disable it, it means that it will be not visible for me in the form when I need to fill it. You can also make the field required, for example, for or not. So it's totally up to you. You can customize it the way you need it. You can also shuffle the order of this form, of the field, sorry, and just do the as it best suits you. So for two key notes about the fields here. First of all, you can attach a document field here, for example, like this. And how it works, it's for instance, it could be useful for you if you need to attach some employment terms, for example, for Polish employees, or a job offer specific to any roles. So you can add this field, document field, and you can upload relevant documents during the employee addition process. You can download it, you can choose the file, the folder where it should be uploaded, give a name for this document, and also check if this would be required or multiple. Multiple means that some documents need to be copied, or for example, there are two parts of this document, for example, like passport scans, you need a front and back, and you can put the multiple check mark if you have such document. Another crucial one is that you can, apart from this built-in blocks that we have ready for you, you can add any employee custom field that you have in your company. So, for example, I can go with insurance information. Where is it? Provider. Okay, sorry, I already added it here. So we have an insurance provider, for example, is a custom field, and I need this information upfront when I add the new employee to the database. I just choose this field and I put as required. Okay, so we save this form. I think it's good to go. It's basically have everything what I need. I will finish up this form, save it, and what I need else as a next step, as you recall, we have a candidate named Jan that accepted our job offer, and we want to transition him from PeopleRecruit, our ATS, to PeopleForce. Here is Jan, who accepted our offer, and I need just to onboard him to PeopleForce. So basically, I need to create his employee profile in PeopleForce. I will just use this nifty button, and PeopleForce prompts you to share. Sorry, is there something wrong with my translation? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we have, okay. My colleague just said that everything is fine. Now we just had some confusion with sharing. So I hope you see my screen right now. And I will just talk back in a step before. And we got to transition Jan from our ATS as a successful candidate who accepted our job offer to PeopleForce. And I'm doing this via onboard button, and our system PeopleForce prompts you to add a new employee using the new hire form. So basically, I will use the new hire form Poland, which I just created together with you, because Jan is joining our Polish office. Okay, great. If you are not using PeopleRecruit, so if you're not using our ATS, just our People HR model, you can add the new employee using this quick add button. Just create a candidate, and the process will, to create the employee, the process will look the same for you. So you will also just prompt to add an employee using the new hire form. Okay, so as you see, this is how this form looks like. And this is the field that I put as enabled for my phone business, so means visible. As you see, there's an insurance provider. And the field that I put as a required. And some of the information is auto-populated, for example, like last name, first name, and a personal email, because Jan was our candidate, and we have this information in PeopleRecruit, and this information just auto-populated here. So basically what I need to do is just to add him as a new employee, fill this field, put the location, division, so anything that's worth mentioning for you. Let me check, this is in the test, for example, and save this information. And we will need another email, I think, for him. Okay, great. So we have added the employee, Jan, using the new hire form. Let's check if everything was added correctly. We have the name and personal email. We have also the Jan's manager, and where is the insurance provider? There's a test insurance provider that you just typed in. So it seems like everything looks fine and the information was added correctly. once you configure all the necessary hire forms tailored to your location, country, role, or employment type, you can effortlessly add employees using these different new hire forms. So maybe the most trickiest part is to create this form correctly. But once you've done it, adding an employee would be straightforward and very easy. So in a nutshell, it's all about setting the correct fields in the form. And from there, the process becomes really straightforward and easy. Okay, I would like to come back to our slides right now. And before we jump into the pre-boarding part, into describing and showing how the pre-boarding works in PeopleForce, I have a small question for you. I'd like to learn more of how many of you currently have a pre-boarding process in place at the company. And for those who do, maybe you can share key elements that you include in your pre-boarding. Feel free to share your thoughts in the chat. I will just grab my phone to see what's your answers are. Okay, great. There are some people that have workflows already in place. That's super great. I will cover the workflows for pre-boarding part as well. Just stick with me till the end of this webinar. Okay, let's me just assume that some of you already know about pre-boarding. What it is? And first of all, I just want to emphasize a bit on when pre-boarding starts and what main activities it includes. So pre-boarding as a process happens when right after the job offer is accepted and wraps up on the very first day of work. So it ends on the first day of work of the new employee. So it's a vital step in getting our new hires ready for their roles, and we want to make sure that they are engaged even before the day one to our company, and that they don't have any second thoughts about their decision. So the main goal of pre-boarding is to guide our new hires and to give them a taste of our company culture. So think of them as friendly handshake before the big day. And the main activities, of course, involved is all about creating this warming welcome and, of course, getting through the necessary paperwork. And in PeopleForce, pre-boarding is organized as an interactive questionnaire, which you can set up as a personalized mini survey for a new team member. So you can send the survey right after you as an HR creates the new employee profile in PeopleForce. And of course, you can add welcome message, welcome before they ask for the new information. So the main benefits of using pre-boarding forms in PeopleForce instead of any other way you are doing it right now is that it is very customizable and flexible, and it not only automate, but also saves tons of your time in data collection. So you can tailor the forms based on roles, locations, languages, because, for example, in different countries, there are different requirements, right? For instance, in Poland, you may need to collect information according to employees' PSL. It's like identification number, while in Spain, you definitely don't need any PSL. You could need like NIE, is a local foreign identification number for workers. So for certain roles, for example, you can also might even want to include a certificate. You want your new hires to attach some certificates, and you can do this all using the pre-boarding forms. So you, for such cases, create different pre-boarding forms for different requirements and information that you need to collect. So because we have also created a new employee already, Jan, as I already showed you using the new hire form, our next task is to launch the pre-boarding process. And before I jump in and share my screen and to show you how everything works, we have a set of tasks that we need to complete. First of all, we want for pre-boarding to collect some personal information from Jan, such as tax information, IBAN, so bank details. Also, we want him to provide us with emergency contact and maybe some social media accounts. And it is crucial for me on this step also to sign NDA and contract. It may be not relevant for your company at the moment, but I would like to show you this is a live case scenario for our clients at the moment. But not only documents are essential, we also want to introduce Jan to our company culture. So maybe send him a welcome video, provide answers to frequently asked questions, and get him familiar with our company culture. So, and as a last step, you as HR can coordinate some administrative tasks, such as arranging the workplace for new employee and preparing and sending a company swag. So all these tasks can be done using PeopleForce solemnly, and I will show you now how to do it. I will share my screen now again and jump into the pre-boarding form. Okay. Pre-boarding forms also are situated in PeopleForce in settings forms. For this case, now I will choose pre-boarding. I have also created the pre-boarding form for Poland and Spain for this webinar, just to save our time. If you don't have any pre-boarding forms, you would need to create one using this plus green button, and the process will be identical as well. So we will choose the pre-boarding form now. This is also, it really looks similar as the new hire form. It has a clear step-by-step process which you need to fill in order for it to work. First of all, you need to provide a distinctive name and description so that other HR specialists, your colleagues, will understand what's this form about. And the crucial step here is on this screen, on the details step, is to provide an email or paste an email template. Basically, it's an email invitation for Jan that he will receive in his email client to fill our form. So it's like invitation. So I have already written something short and sweet already. And for Jan in his email, once he receives it, it will look something similar to this. So he will get an email to get started this new form. This is my text that I just created, and also the subject. Basically, you can adjust and paste everything you need here, including links, maybe some images or attached files. So it's very customizable, and it's can fit almost every need you have. Also, on this tab, we can choose to trigger the workflow once Jan fills in this information. So once we receive all the information and the form is filled, we can set up a workflow that will be triggered once the form is filled. I have already prepared the pre-boarding workflow for Poland. I will show you just in a bit, how to make it. For now, let's just choose it to work in this form. On the next step is a welcome screen. This is the part where you can be creative and form a good impression about the company. So this is the step to craft the welcome screen that John will see first after he follows the invitation link in the email. So you can share essential information here about the company and any important details that you think to your mind every new employee should know before their official workday. I have already prepared this welcome screen as well, made a heading for it, and attached some of the information that I think will be useful and essential on this pre-boarding phase. I would like Jan to see our welcome video, and also attached the company policy and maybe answers to our frequently asked questions. You can always do with attaching any images or files and uploading a video. Basically, you can craft it the way you want. And to add a visual touch, you can also add cover image, something branded that will talk about your company as a brand, so that Jan will understand that who's this form for. So, and we also have a very handy preview mode here, which will show you how this welcome screen will look for Jan. So this is my cover image that I just attached, that I showed you. And this is the welcome text that I've created. I have the video here. I have documents that Jan could download and read. And we have a prompt here with the start button, which encourages him to go to the next step and basically fill in the information that we want. All this information we can pick and set in the sections, but the section step here, here in this field, in this part, you pick the fields you need John to fill. So it works similar to the fields in the new hire form, where you can choose also custom fields, document fields. You can make the fields, decide whether these fields are mandatory or optional. And for Jan, we are aiming to gather crucial information. As you recall, I want to collect his tax information, basically the PSL, the ID, and his IBAN. And I also want some emergency contacts for him to provide, a t-shirt site to fill in, and maybe food preferences and allergies. So you can decide if you want these fields to be required for Jan or not. Maybe like optional, it's not very important at this step. So you can edit it the way you need. You can edit sections, just as I did it with, for example, social accounts and that I want him to provide. Personal, so you can customize it the way you see fit. I want to, as you recall, have a signed contract and NDA from Jan on this part. As I said, different companies have different approaches here. Some companies really want to make all the paperwork signed before the official first day, some not, but for me, I would like to have the document signed, and I can ask Jan to attach the signed document using the document field here. Just choose the folder where this document will be uploaded once Jan attached it. You can also provide description and name, and also choose if this would be required. Basically, Jan have received this information, these documents beforehand via email from me, and now I want just him to attach the signed version. But this is not the only option. We have several options for you if you want to work with documents and get them signed on this pre-boarding part. You can either do as I did already, provide the as necessary documents beforehand and ask for them to attach the signed version here. Or you can automate this process even more and go back to the welcome screen and attach the blank version for Jan here. Ask him to download this document, review it, sign, and attach the signed version on this part. Basically, some of our clients do this like this, and they avoid any back and forth and automate all this process during the pre-boarding phase with the help of this pre-boarding form. There is a third option. If you don't want to get any work with documents during the pre-boarding phase, you can just want to avoid this. You can test and transition this task to the pre-boarding workflow, which I will show you in a bit. With this way, with the pre-boarding workflow, you can just command PeopleForce to send a separate email to an employee with all the necessary documents for signature. So there are options for you to work with signed documents, to get the signed documents in PeopleForce. So when you fine-tune all these details, when you choose all the fields necessary for you to be filled, we can go to the next final stage. This step is basically a thank you screen where you need to thank Jan for filling out the form, maybe provide some other instructions on the next step. So it's up to you. You can attach any links here or also upload images or files or video. So be creative. Okay, I think this form is way to go. It's good. How to actually make it work? You will need how to actually start sending it to new people. You will need to go to the new hire form here, the one that I just created, and choose this pre-boarding form for Poland here. So it means that it will be an automated process. Once you fill in the information with the new hire form, basically once you add the new employee, PeopleForce will automatically launch the pre-boarding process. So PeopleForce will automatically send the pre-boarding questionnaire to the new employee, and all the workflows that are assigned and tied together with this pre-boarding process will be launched automatically. So you don't need to go and do any manual work here. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to show you here is also a pre-boarding workflow, the one that I promised. As you remember, pre-boarding is not only about collecting information or showcasing company culture to a new employee. You as an HR can also benefit you with and automate your tasks, administrative one, for example, using workflows in PeopleForce. So, and I want to show you how to create a simple workflow to cover administrative tasks that we have in our use case, such as arranging the workplace for our new employee and also preparing and sending the company swag. It can be done in workflows in PeopleForce. So I have already created a workflow just to save our time, and I will use it as an example, but you can create the new workflow here, and the process also will be looks very familiar and similar to you. So everything in the workflow starts with a trigger. A trigger is in a workflow is like a starting point that kicks off a series of tasks and events. So it's actually like a condition that is met and initiates the automated sequence of tasks, events, and everything else that to make things happen. So everything that you planned. Once you have the trigger set up, let me show you how this is done. You of course need to provide a name and description. Be very clear here. This is the process where I set up a trigger. I would like to disable the scheduling, because this workflow will be triggered automatically once our new employee fills in the pre-boarding flow. So once Jan fills the pre-boarding flow, we have the pre-boarding workflow started. And I also put this fields as by default. Do not change anything here, because all the criteria, all the employees that are met the conditions, they can go to our workflow. Okay, so now I need to put two tasks that I have. First of all, I would like to prepare to give a task to prepare a workflow. A new workplace for our new employee, and I have. This is how it can be done, just using the plus and create a task. I just created one. That's why I will show you how it looks like, how the finished one looks like. You can give a name and, of course, a description of this task, what should be done. I would like to assign a specific employee to be responsible for this task. This is our Julian, our IT manager. And this part I just leave blank, because I would like this task to be started at once, to be triggered at once the form is filled. And Julian has some days to fill in this task. So I just save it. And another task that I want to create, you will do this just the same, because you will not have this information. You will need to create a task, but I will go just with editing and show you how the done task already looks like. The same interface here. You just need to put a name and what should be done. So description of the task. For this task, for preparing company swag and sending it to our new employee, I would like HR department to be responsible. So I just choose the group of employees and department, and I have two employees that we will be responsible for this task, hopefully. And I would like to put a due date of like 5 days, for example. You can change the way you need it, but basically it means that our HR department will have 5 days once the workflow is triggered to prepare and send the company swag. So 5 days to prepare the swag once Jan fills in the information. So you can adjust it to the way you need. So as you see, you can also, apart from tasks, you can add any other stuff to automate your work. You can send an email, for example, to an employee's manager to remind him of the first day of the employee, maybe ask him kindly to invite her to company social media, or for example, to meet the colleagues, whatever you need. Or you can also send the welcome email to the employee, to the new employee, to Jan. This is the part where you can, for example, attach documents to sign and ask him kindly to review it and sign it on the next step or after he joins the company. So this depends on you. You can also generate a document. Basically, there are lots of stuff, a lot of things so much that you can do with these workflows to automate your work in PeopleForce. So we encourage you to try and play with it. And you can always reach out to us for assistance and with your questions, and our customer support team will gladly help you. So that's how our pre-boarding form and workflow looks like. I think it's ready and we can start using it. Right now, I want to come back to our presentation, because I have prepared some ideas for you to include. What can you also include to the pre-boarding part? Basically, remember that the key is to make the pre-boarding process informative, engaging, and welcoming. And you should tailor the content to align with your company culture and the specific needs of your new employee or your needs. And as we wrap up, PeopleForce offers you a dynamic duo for enhancing your onboarding experience. You can utilize the new hire form as your go-to tool for seamlessly adding new employees and tailor the process to different roles, locations, employment types. And when you want to craft a welcoming experience, so you can consider the pre-boarding options in PeopleForce. So this features allows you to automate the collection of personal information and essential documents be signed. You can set a positive tone for your new team member before the day one. And of course, you can automate the basic administrative tasks that you have along with the pre-boarding process. Okay, this is from me all. I'm ready to answer any questions that you have. We are just in time, as we promised, for 45 minutes. And if you have questions, I will just check my chat here on the phone and see if you have those. If you have questions, please drop them now in the chat. This is the time to ask them. I will just wait for a couple of minutes, maybe, to see and to check the older one. I don't see lots of questions actually for now. You can always ask us afterwards, drop us a line in the chat or to your customer success manager, and he will help you with all the questions answered. Okay, let's just wait for a couple of minutes maybe, just for answers if you have some questions. Hopefully you could automate your pre-boarding now with PeopleForce. As I see, there are people that not doing it right now among our clients. Yeah, we have a question. If employee fills in the emergency contact in the pre-boarding form, will the data be kept in their profile? Yes, of course. Everything that employee fills with the pre-boarding form, basically with the questionnaire, with this survey, mini survey that we just created, all the information he fills in will be added and stored in his profile in PeopleForce. That's the main idea, actually. Any more questions? Okay, I think because our broadcast is a bit delayed, I don't see any more questions as for now. Maybe let's not wait, and you can always ask us later. So please check your inbox today or maybe tomorrow morning after we send you all the information after the webinar. And I want to thank you for joining our webinar today. This was our first test webinar, and we wanted to see if this would be useful for you. And we appreciate your time and engagement. So again, if you have questions or need further assistance, please reach out to us. Okay, thank you very much and have a great day.